So I have a question about the team. So on this dashboard, I see a series of questions. There's 5 of them. I have the option to put in the answers and click update. But when I do that, does that update it for the whole entire team or just myself?
It updates it for the entire team. So you'll be working with your team, hopefully, to solve these.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So when I write something in here, will they be able to see it as I'm writing or no?
No, so you'll have to hit submit, and then it'll take the system a second to update it for everybody, and then it'll tell you if you're right or wrong at the top of the screen. If you're right, it'll assign you points, and if you're wrong, well, it'll tell you to try again.
Okay, so we can keep trying until we get it.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, we're a little thin on attendance today. It's too bad, they're gonna miss out. All right, so this is day 5, our last day of the Python class. And we have kind of 2 big orders of business today. The main one is to do this competition. As Nick mentioned, there are 5 questions that you'll be able to see when you log in and work together as teams to solve those questions. You can collaborate in your workbooks. You can talk to each other through Zoom, whatever you want. Kevin and I will be available to answer questions, to clarify things, and to kind of give general help, but we're not going to tell you the answers. The winners, the team that wins, will get the $100 gift card for Amazon. If your team has 5 members, then you will split it and you get $20 each. But since there are a lot of people who are not here, then you have the potential to get even more. So your team wins $100 if you win. All right. So when you sign in, you should see a page like this. Oh, is it running yet? I need to log out. All of the questions come directly from the stuff that we've done this week. So if you take a look at the previous assignments, the answer keys, those would be good places to get guidance on how to answer these questions. Kevin, what would you like to add here? Oh, you can assign your team a cool name, so that we'll see who has the best. Oh, here are the questions, right? So
yeah, so the questions in the event should have started now, so you should be able to see everything. The data sets are going to be in the, I believe, binomial pricing options folder. The ones you're going to be using are the RDS-A and Brent prices, the Brent CSVs. So yeah, it looks like 3 teams have already started. We got 3 teams who are yet to start. So yeah, have at it.
All right. So yeah, like before, we'll come into SageMaker, go to Notebook Instances, and then open Jupyter. Right, into SageMaker. And it's this folder here, the binomial pricing model that has the data that you need. Right, so RDS-A and Brent. So if you want to just start, you can hit new, and Conda Python 3 will give you a new notebook that you can work in. And so you can just get started here. All right. I will stop sharing. And as I said, Kevin and I will be available to help answer questions if you have any.
So you can also see the scores on the scoreboard. So right now it looks like 3 people have tried to answer something. So yep, go for it, everybody.
How long do we have?
That's a good
So
question.
this should probably take about 20 or 30 minutes.
Copy.
Well, there's admin team, the best team, dream team. Team 1, you guys are falling behind on your team naming. All right, Jacqueline, you had trouble getting to the right page. So if you take the link from Excel, just click this one for group 1, paste it here. And that should bring you in. If it doesn't run, you can just try it again without the numbers at the end. That should get you here. So from this page, the questions are at the bottom. And to see the scoreboard, you click on the little scoreboard feature.
Yeah, if the link is broken, just take the link at the bottom. It should take you to a blank page with a text box inside. Just paste your team's hash into that text box, and it should take you to the dashboard.
Yeah, so that link is right here. And as we say in logistic regression, may the log odds always be in your favor. That's a joke for the 3 people who like Logit.
Yeah, I don't get that one, Kyle.
So you can name your team. Right, so here, hit the green button to give yourself a name for group 5.
Just as an extra note, there is a slight delay, about a 1 or 2 second delay between when you hit update and when you'll get a result back, either being correct or incorrect. So just give it a little bit of time to think.
It seems I'm finding it difficult to locate the dashboard.
Yeah, so I can help you out. So give me 1 second, Babatunde. It looks like you are part of group 5. So do you see the hash F95CCE?
Where is that?
It's in the Excel sheet that was posted in the group chat as well as emailed out earlier.
All
You have a
right.
team number and it's associated with a hash.
I belong to Sarah Reasa, and I have the link. HTTP dashboard. That's the only thing I can see here.
All right, so you take that hash and then so you open up that link at the bottom, the blue link at the bottom.
Right, the dashboard.ng event.engine.run.
And so you should be able to get to this page right here. Do you see this page? The gray page?
Right, I'm there.
And then you paste the hash into there.
Yeah, so this is the hash for group 5. And then when you hit accept, it'll take you in.
I'm here now.
Okay. So if you hit the AWS console, that's how you will go in to get into SageMaker where the code is and your data. And then if you hit the scoreboard, that's how you see the rankings. Here.
I have a question. I just want to go open one of the notebooks and it says kernel not found. Cannot find kernel matching conda Python 3. And it wants me to select one.
Yeah, so you'll have
Yes.
a long list.
Yeah.
So just select the one that says conda _ Python 3.
Oh, okay. I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologies for that.
There's a lot of options here, but the one that you'll want is conda _ Python 3. That kernel allows you to change the language that you are writing in. So you can write in R, or you can write in Spark. You can also use some of these kind of pre-made areas for deep learning. So Apache, MXNet, TensorFlow, or PyTorch. But the base vanilla version is what you want here. All right, way to go, Team 5 on the scoreboard.
And I really wish they had like breakout rooms or something like they do in Adobe Connect, where they could just kind of talk amongst each other too.
There are breakout rooms. I can manually assign people to their rooms. Oh. All right, so it seems like it seems like you're having trouble with this. Are you all making it through any of the problems, or would it help if we talked about some of it?
So I have a question on the first one. So I'm looking at on I don't know which one this is. I think this is okay, Pi 7, and looking at the adjusted closing prices for May, but I can't figure out how to go back in time.
Okay. So you're going to use the .loc.
Oh, okay.
So once you've made the date your index, then you can use .loc to go back to an index point. Right. Remember to use the data set that is in that binomial folder. Right. So you can't see my screen. So you want to use the data that exists here, not the one that we use for Pi 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So to get started, we would do something like thing you'll notice is that the column headers are slightly different in this data set than they are in the ones we've used.
Got it. Okay.
So from here, I'd probably go to that notebook 7. And take the code that turns this, takes the date, makes it the index. I would just copy that and bring it over here. That's going to make my date column, but I need to change this to capital D because it's capital in this version. So now my data frame is indexed on date. If I wanted to find this specific one, I can do tf.loc. Didn't work the first time because the data set doesn't actually go up that high.
And just as just as another useful piece of information, I think that most of the questions, at least for both the first and second one, refer to adjusted closing price, not just closing price.
Yeah. And notice the way it's spelled here is different than the way we've had it in the other books. I didn't use that here. It might make it too easy. Okay.
Does it show you when we get a question wrong?
It should tell you if you get it right or wrong. You're not getting
Yeah,
any
so
response?
on the dashboard in the outputs portion, it'll tell you if you got it right or wrong.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
For the second question, did you say it was the adjusted closing price? Or it's closing?
So for the second question, it is just the closing price.
Okay, so that's closed, right?
Yeah. So number 1 is adjusted close. Number 2 is closed. Number 3 is also closed. Number 4 is closed. if you've made it to the one on Brent, the column name has a space before value, right? So it is a tricky one. If you want to look on my screen, you can see how you can reassign it. Be no space.
Sorry, for the last two question, is it this data that we need to use, the Brent one?
Yeah, you'll need to use the Brent daily CSV and the RDSA CSV. So you have two CSVs, and we're going to blend them together.
Oh, you're gonna merge the two data. Okay.
Yeah.
And for the second one, so what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the average of all the closing prices for February and March 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Still not giving me the right answer. So I'm totaling all the prices, closing prices for all the days for those 2 months, and then I'm taking the average. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do?
You should be able to do it all in one line here.
Also, okay, because I got like a number with a lot of decimal places, I guess.
So I'm using here to round.
Okay, so do we need to?
Yeah, the question says to 2 decimal places.
Okay, that's why I'm getting the wrong answer. It's like, what am I doing wrong?
Yep, looks like 2 more teams got question 2 correct. So good job.
All right, way to go.
By the way, if anybody on team 3 is here or listening, please reach out to me.
Are you all alone, Nick?
Yes.
Oof. Yeah, maybe like also like paste that in the chat window just in case somebody comes in late and sees it.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the highest and lowest price in June 2017?
So I have a question. I have in my code, I'm looking for the maximum price of June. And so I have df.loc. I have the same exact code you had in there with 2020 and then -6 and then close .min or .max, and I'm getting an error. I have that same exact code.
Did you do this part where you make it a date time and you make it the index?
Yes.
Okay. And do you want to show me your screen? Sure.
Sure. Let me see if I can do this. Screen. Host disabled attendee screen share.
What's the error exactly? Can you read it?
It's a really long one. It's saying, oh, okay, here I see it. Integer is required. Integer is required.
So yeah, you're trying to find the min of a column and it's saying it's not an integer.
Yes.
What's the column?
Close.
Yeah, share your screen. Also, congratulations to Team 5. Looks like they got question 3 correct as well.
Right, Team 5, crushing it.
Hi, Kyle. Can you show me the merge thing again with Brent?
Yeah, one moment. Let's solve this first.
I think I went back up here and I went ahead and
Oh, okay. So it's out of range. That's why it's not working. The question is June 2017, not 2020. The reason it's not working is the data set does not include June 2020.
Okay, thank you. That solves my problem. I can figure this out now.
Okay. Raisa, did you have a question?
So I wanted to see the merge. How do I merge the Brent data and RD?
How do you merge it? Yeah. So that was covered at the end of 3. We didn't talk a whole lot about it. But if you go to PyPy 3, there is a example here. You can't see this. Sorry. So there's an example here in the PyPy 3 notebook. And I can put it in the...
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So you're going to have your data frame, your new one, Brent, right index is true, left index is true, and how the left. And that will merge the two of them together.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And once you've merged it, you can go to notebook 4, PyPy 4, and that's where we did the regression. And so you can find an example of your regression that we can use. One other thing we'll need to do here, combined.
Okay, one more question. Sorry about it. So which two variables I need to find the correlation coefficient for? So is it adjusted close and value?
It's Brent and the closing price.
Okay, so just the close.
Yeah.
It's like neck and neck between Team 5 and Dream Team, and then we also got Team 6 and the best team on the board as well. Good job,
Right.
everybody.
All right. Well, we're at our time here. You guys can continue working. I guess this was a little harder than we thought it would be.
Yeah.
So the winners are Team 5 and Just Nick. It is a tie, so you both win. Way to go. Who's in Team 5?
Yeah, that was the next question.
So you should want to send us a ping if you are in Team 5. Then we will send you the gift card electronically, so you don't have to touch anything. Yay! And then later today, maybe we can post the answer key for what we did. All right.
The answer key, the answers to 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, well, actually, I will show you here. Here's the regression. What's question 4? Or the correlation coefficient. So the correlation coefficient is, you would do this. And then once you have, actually do the estimation here, I would do this.
So I just see your Zoom page shared. I don't see the
Yeah, all we see is Zoom right now on Google.
I see a Zoom. Well, thanks for telling me.
There, guys, better.
So assuming that everybody's names are their names in the Zoom chat, it looks like the 3 winners from Team 5 are Raisa, Babatunde, and Duyen. So, and then just Nick. So the 4 of y'all.
All right. Way to go, everybody.
Good job, Team 5.
Way to go, just Nick. It was a hard thing to do. It was going to be a lot easier if your colleagues had joined you and you had been teams of 5, as we had hoped. So you can give them all a little good-natured ribbing. So one final thing, we're going to send out a survey about this class. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is the first time we've done a class like this. And so we would like your honest opinion on how it went, what went well, what we can do to improve, both on the content, the way the material was presented, and the logistics and structure. Was having it 1 hour a day for 5 days effective? Would you have preferred to have 1 5-hour workshop where we went through this or something else? That would be really helpful to us. So this was all kind of paid for and sponsored by AWS. So the survey is something I need to be able to show my management to see if this is something that we can continue to support. So I really do appreciate you filling out the surveys. They're not long. You'll be asked to rate the 2 presenters. So to me and Kevin, we'd like your honest opinion if you think we did well. Appreciate that. If you think we didn't present this very well, I'd like that feedback too, so that we can improve. Other than that, we really appreciate you being part of this class, taking the time to do this. I know it's summertime and you're taking a class, but I hope that you've learned a lot and you've been introduced to the fun world of Python. There are so many great things that we can do now, and you've seen kind of just the tip of the iceberg. Hopefully this makes it less scary. I wanted to share one final thing. Our friends at Springer have opened up a number of their books for free. So you can get the entire book for free. And there are a bunch of books on Python. Some of them are about actual snakes. So don't read those unless you're interested in that. But if you want books on like beginning Python, you can come here and you can read all of it. Well, maybe not. I'll find the link for the free version. That are all open source now. All right, with that, thank you very much. I appreciate you being a part of it. And Kevin and I will stay on the line if you'd like to chat afterwards. Otherwise, it was a pleasure working with all of you, and I hope that we get to see you again. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Kyle and Kevin.
Thank you, Kyle.
After this class is over, if we wanted to reach out to you in the future about anything related to Python, can we just email you?
Yeah, that's the best way. You've got my email and Kevin's email. Kevin is the brains of the operation. So if it's a hard question, you should send it to him. If it's something that's easy, then I'm good for those. But no, happy to do that. And also, if you're a student and you just like to talk about jobs and what it is like to do analytics as a job in the real world, happy to talk about that too. Sometimes it can be a little different than what we learn in class. To actually have to apply this and produce results for your employer. Okay.
Yeah, just to echo that, yeah, I don't know if I actually introduced myself ever at the start, but I also just graduated college about a year ago from UT Austin. So if any of you guys have questions about that recruiting process or finding work, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Kevin and Kyle. I had 0 experience with Python, so I can say now I know a little bit. I'll put it in my CV. I know basic Python now. So
Great.
that's
So we'll see if we can do either this class again or maybe a more advanced class so you can up it from basic Python to intermediate Python. See if we can get like Mark to buy some pizza sometime and we can all come together and do it. I'd like a chance to show a little bit more of what we can do on the higher end mathematics side at some point.
Yeah, I like that. But it was nice. Thank you so much.
Oh, our pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you, Kyle, for all your help.
Yeah, Fidel, thanks. Are you? So I thought you were actually in a room with a pink wall, but you're just at the office.
I'm at the office. That's right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. There's my wall in the back is just a wall. There's nothing behind. Just a
that's
wall.
way cooler.
So
yeah,
it makes it a little bit better. But I mean, just let me know whenever you have time about what you want to do with the recordings, and if we talked about like doing another an actual class for for credit at SEM. So anyway, just kind of things to think about. But whenever you have time, we can do it some other time.
Yeah, well, I've got some time now. I've got another call in like 30 minutes, but let me ping you directly.
Okay.
I'll close this out.
I have a question. Are you able to allow us to download the recordings onto our computers so we can view them?
Yeah, I didn't. I disabled that feature because there are some beginning and ending parts that I've edited out. Some more of a private conversation on a couple of them that happened either before or after we started. So let me trim that, and then those versions we'll put up on the website, and that'll be on the Econ website. I don't have a problem with those being downloaded.
Awesome.
Just not something I could do from the Zoom.
Got it.
The advantage of sharing that Zoom one was it was really easy and fast for me to share it back out with you.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't know how hard it would be to get a Blackboard for this, but that would have maybe facilitated that a little easier. All right, any other questions? All right, if not, we'll close it down.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just want you to give me some kind of insight when it comes to looking for a job in the analytics, especially when you are kind of new in that field. You don't have so much experience to your belt. Where exactly do you think is good to start from, and how do you go about it if you have any idea on that?
Yeah, my recommendation would be to start doing some projects. If I were you, I would go to medium.com, look for Python projects. Let's see, let's find one.
I can't see your screen. Are you trying to type website?
Yeah, sorry.
You're fine. Thank you.
So, yeah, so it's this website called Medium. I just look for Python. So, build your first open source Python project.
Okay.
And this is a step-by-step guide on how to do something. Right? I don't know what this is, but
Okay.
if I were you, I would follow this, build a project, and then put it on GitLab or GitHub, like my code was on GitHub. And then that's something that you can use as a portfolio to share with your potential employers.
Okay.
One of the hard parts about people saying they know how to code is being able to calibrate how well can they code. There's a big difference between someone saying that like I know how to spell Python and I spend every day in Python. So by doing projects, you can demonstrate your level of understanding and expertise in this.
Okay.
And what's great is that there are so many examples of things where you can get the whole code, can do a step-by-step, really easy to do. And so I would start with that. Another place would be to participate in Kaggle competitions. So Kaggle posts data sets and competitions. But the old ones are still available. So you don't have to try and compete for money. But you can go back to old ones and look for, say, like the housing data sets. And so here you can download the data. And if you click on here, kernels, you should be able to see other people's work on it. So this is someone using that same data set. So you can use the data set, you can go through, you can see the way that she outlined everything, right? And then try and understand what was she doing, and then you should get down here with some nice visualizations, right? And see if you can recreate this. It's all available, so you can just like copy, like highlight, copy, paste into your own notebook. And that's a really good way to learn. And there's a lot of variety here. So
Okay.
neat things. So those would be my two recommendations.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Nicholas. All right. Have a good weekend.
You too. Take care.